Hi, Max.
Hey Moon, how you doing? Welcome back to Heartstreams Feelings. That's the thing for this week. Um, Let me put the quote for today. Moon, you gave me this challenge today to read: manage your reactions, but do not suppress your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Pueblo,
Mm-hmm.
a poet. Um, so there's a manage, suppress reactions, emotions. It's quite a mix.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do the opposite. We manage emotions, we suppress reactions, or we get it wrong. Some way the sequence that is not always right. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's unpack first of all reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. What do we mean for reactions? What do we need to manage in here?
Well, I think he's suggesting if, especially when it's a difficult situation, we tend to have a reactions when things to the things that is happening.
Yeah.
That is the part that very often, like you said yourself, we maybe just react automatically. We don't really, sometimes we don't think. There's a lot of biological reactions happening in our body, and depends on how we usually react to that kind of situation. We go into our default mode. But that's the thing that we can control. So I think he's suggesting that work on the things that you can control. But in terms of emotions, it is healthy to express how you're feeling. So yesterday when we were talking about feelings,
Yeah.
I also talked about how very often I had the tendency of suppressing anger, which is
Anger.
not a very healthy habit. So I love this quote because it looks really, really simple, but I think the simplicity shouldn't fool you. Um, it's quite a process to manage. What is it
Yeah.
coming?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, what is it? What is it coming up for you?
Yeah, I like the link to yesterday. We said, we talked about vibrations and feelings, and we said that basically the body keeps the score. If you suppress
Mm,
the emotions, the vibration somehow goes in the body, and then it stays there, and the body knows that you suppressed it.
mhm,
So
mhm.
I
You
think
cannot
that
use
is,
the body.
yeah, I think the manager your reaction for me is really the key. Is, do you know what's going on? That awareness, are you able to name those feelings, and as they happen, I think we can retrospectively have a nice conversation analysis. Oh yeah, five emotions all at the same time, perfect storm. But when it happens, are you able to name it? That is anger, resentment, could be uh, could be so many things. So that
Mm,
is for me having the language to express those feelings, putting on the table. They give you a chance to react, but also to process those emotions.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And what you said about processing is something that I personally found takes really deliberate training, because if we never have the times and space for us to go through that, I think it's really, really, it's very easy for us to fall into the trap of however we used to deal with the situation. And what you said about the body just reminds me, very often we feel like we can fool our body. And this is what the suppressing part becomes so normal, because we feel like, oh, you know what, I can just press it down. And when we press things down, what happens? Things explode. So yeah.
And I just one more thing, because I just connected to the image. I like this image. Okay, there's a
Mm,
heart in there, and then it's the good things, but the symbolism here is very strong, and that you can express your emotions with the drawing, with the word, with the body language, with so many things. It doesn't have to be, highly intellectual and detail verbalizations of your emotions. Sometimes it's just impossible. It's too much. So I think that heart on the steamy window is quite something, and then it has a story. So could be many ways to express that.
And it's really interesting. Whenever we see things we can paint, a lot of time we just paint on heart. I think that's probably the most common to-go things to paint.
Yeah.
So for whoever's watching today or whoever's rewatching, how are you managing your reactions? What have you noticed? Especially when we talk about a challenging situation, what do you notice about your reactions?
And my second point would be, how do you welcome your emotions of any sort, any emotion, positive and negative? So how do you welcome them in order to let them process, to come and go at the same time? So lots of food for thoughts. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Stay tuned and have a good day, folks.
Bye.
Bye.